Hi there, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. As you can tell, I haven't even gotten dressed yet today, but that's all right. That is all right. We are talking about Firewind Allegiance today. Now, this album came out in 2006. I just recently was introduced to it. This came with Tracy. I'm still getting through her entire catalog, man. She's got a lot of power metal in there, so it takes me a while here. That's why it's also been a delay in reviews, if you've noticed. There's been a lot of other stuff. Anyways, let's get to this album. All right. So Tracy picked it up because there's people in here that were in other bands that she likes, or at least one person or something like that. I don't remember. And I don't remember because she told me the story really quickly in passing when we were talking about the album. It's not a bad album. It's not a bad album. But every time a song came on this album that really caught me, it honestly reminded me of another song. Or there's a lot of stuff in here. It's what Lars Ulrich would refer to as stock material. And it's good. Some cases it's good. In a lot of cases I find it's kind of forgettable. Let me get into this and I'll explain as I go here. So the album opens up with Allegiance. Allegiance is nice, fast, up-paced, really kind of grabs you, really gets you going, has some decent choruses in it. Nothing that to me is overly memorable. Once again, I haven't even gotten dressed yet. Okay. So, Allegiance, it's not a bad tune. It kicks the album up right, but there's not much to remember about it. That goes into the next track, Insanity, which honestly I totally blank on every time I'm listening to it while I'm listening to it. I mean, seriously, I was listening to this album walking to the bus to go to work yesterday because I wanted it fresh in my head for this morning's review. And when I got to the next song, Falling to Pieces, I go, really? I'm already on track 3? Because it's one of those songs, there's just nothing to hold you there with that song. However, Falling to Pieces, I was so devastated because when this first came on, I thought I was about to hear this cool metal rip into Firewoman. That's what the guitar opening riff on this sounds like. It sounds like the opening to Firewoman to me. From The Cure. Called Cure. The Cure. From The Cure. And lyrically, not much in the song that really grabs me. But the guitar line, man, it's got this great line, but it totally freaking sounds like Firewoman to me. Then that goes into Ready to Strike, which I'm still stuck in. Were they trying to use Firewoman? And then we get to Breaking the Silence. Breaking the Silence, yet again, not a bad tune. Stands out, pops out. Reason it pops out is it's got female vocals on it. And it's one of those ones that does the play off the female vocals and the male vocals and the overly harsh male vocals. Well, not overly harsh, but making it sound more animalistic than the female vocals. I have huge issues with that. I really do. Now, I should say the vocals on this entire album, they are your typical power metal vocals where they're done... where they're done to sound operatic, we'll say, for lack of better description. They're in there to go hit these wonderful high notes and do these falsettos and these melodies and, blah, 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 blah. Great. The thing is it feels so structured and disciplined that it takes away the true passion, I think the true essences of the songs, like to use as an example, Bruce Dickinson, all right? If you listen to Bruce Dickinson sing, you can always hear some, well, on the good songs anyways, you can always hear some real emotion in there. You can always hear some real passion. Like, when he sings The Trooper, man, he sings it like he's one of those guys on that battlefield. When he does Fear of the Dark, he sounds like that guy that's out there walking scared, like he doesn't just sing, he personifies. He has some character, he has some nuance, This doesn't have any of that. This is just technical singing. Beautiful technical singing. I mean, it's really quality technical singing. But to me, it's boring. Breaking the silence, I mentioned all this because on Breaking the Silence, it is nice to have the female voice in there. It helps break it up a little bit, okay? The female voice is Tara. I don't know off the top of my head. Sorry. I'm sure I've seen her name somewhere on one of the other albums that are around. She's got a very lovely voice. I like her voice very much. And on the song Breaking the Silence, she actually has some inflection in there, some passion. It doesn't feel like it's just singing for the sake of singing. It feels like it actually helps to tell the story a little bit. And the male vocals do the same. Then that goes into Deliverance, which, whatever. Till the End of Time had a chorus that kind of stuck out a little bit. And I didn't mind it. I thought it was an okay tune. Dream Chaser, not a bad tune, whatever. Before the Storm, same thing, whatever. And The Essence, kind of the same thing. It's kind of like whatever, just kind of songs flowing along there. But the album finishes on Where Do We Go From Here, which, honestly, I think was a really good way to end the album. It's a really solid ending. It's a solid song. I really kind of get into it, it really was a good closer. So, I mean, I will say Allegiance is a good solid opener to this album, and they've got a great solid closer with Where Do We Go From Here. Neither one of them are huge standout songs, but for the albums, they work really well. In the middle is kind of where it's hit and miss, you know what I mean? The rest of the album, it's kind of like, Now, the album does have a great flow to it, I will say that. A lot of the time I've been listening to the album, I have honestly I've listened to it on my home stereo quite a few times. Because you want to get that big, loud, grandiose sound, and I love my big, loud, grandiose sound. And I like when I play it through on the stereo. It's not bad. Most of the time, I'll be honest, when I put it on, though, I'm doing work around the house. So it ends up being background music anyways. As such, I don't mind it as background music. That I'm only half-ass paying attention to. When I'm out walking, or if I'm out riding on my bird, or even riding a bike's a little different. Riding a bike, this is actually really good when riding a bike. It's got a heavy upbeat, so it keeps the adrenaline flowing, so it's cool that way. But when I'm out walking or I'm out riding my bird, I listen to it, but that's when I start noticing a lot of tracks on the album, they disappear, and then, I pop back in on ones that are key pickups. The whole way around, if you're into power metal, you might dig this album. I can't really say. I don't know if it's an album I would really say it's worth picking up. It's not a bad album, though. It's just, it's okay. That's it. It's okay. Yeah. We're going to leave it at that, folks. Leave me your comments. Let me know what you think. This is the only Firewind I have. It's the only Firewind I've been exposed to. If there's other albums I should check out, let me know. I might get around to checking them out. Otherwise, leave me your comments. That's what that section's for. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Other than that, peace, love, take care.